Four ordinary kids hide inside an old wardrobe during a game of hide and seek, only to discover a frozen world ruled by an evil witch who's trapped it in an endless winter for over 100 years. World War II is raging across Europe. German bombers fill the night sky, dropping explosives across London as families scramble for cover. Among them are the four Pevensie siblings, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. Their mother rushes them toward an air raid shelter, but Edmund suddenly breaks away and races back into their collapsing house. He's not risking his life for valuables. He's rescuing the only photograph he has of their father, who's away fighting in the war. He escapes just seconds before the building is destroyed. The following morning, their mother sends the children to the countryside, where they'll be safe from the bombing. They arrive at a huge old estate owned by Professor Kirk and are welcomed by the strict housekeeper, Mrs. Macready. She immediately lays down the rules. Don't touch anything. This house is older than all of you, and every room has its own secrets. With nothing to do, the siblings decide to play hide and seek. Looking for the perfect hiding place, Lucy wanders into a quiet room and notices a gigantic wardrobe covered by a white sheet. She slips inside, but instead of finding the back wall, she keeps walking. Moments later, the coats disappear behind her. Snow crunches beneath her feet. Lucy has somehow stepped into another world. As she looks around in amazement, she notices a strange creature watching her from behind a tree. He's half man, half goat. His name is Mr. Tumnus. Startled at first, Tumnus quickly realizes Lucy isn't dangerous. He welcomes her to a magical land called Narnia. Before long, he invites her home for tea. As they talk, Tumnus plays a gentle tune on his flute. The music is so peaceful that Lucy slowly falls asleep. When she finally wakes up, she finds Tumnus quietly crying. Confused, she asks what happened. Tumnus finally tells her the truth. Narnia has been ruled by the White Witch for over 100 years. She ordered every creature to capture any human who entered this world and hand them over immediately. I invited you here so I could betray you, but I can't do it. You're my friend. Knowing the witch's spies are everywhere, Tumnus secretly guides Lucy back to the wardrobe before anyone sees them. The moment Lucy steps back into the house, she expects hours to have passed. Instead, her brothers and sister are still playing the same game of hide and seek. To them, she never left. Lucy tells everyone what happened. Nobody believes her. They assume she imagined the entire adventure. Later that night, Lucy quietly returns to the wardrobe. This time, Edmund secretly follows her. The moment he steps inside, he freezes. Lucy was telling the truth. Narnia is real. While searching for his sister, Edmund suddenly comes face to face with a beautiful woman traveling through the snow on a magical sleigh. She's the ruler of Narnia, the White Witch, Jadis. Surprised to see a human after so many years, she demands to know who he is and how he got there. Without realizing the danger, Edmund tells her everything. He explains how Lucy discovered Narnia and even mentions Mr. Tumnus. Instead of threatening him, Jadis smiles. She warmly welcomes him into her sleigh and offers him hot food and a drink. Then she makes him an irresistible offer. Bring your brother and sisters to me, and I'll make you a king. Edmund is instantly tempted. He's always lived in Peter's shadow. The idea of finally becoming more important than his older brother is exactly what he wants to hear. Before leaving, Jadis reminds him, not everyone in his family is meant to rule. Some are simply meant to serve. Edmund barely notices the warning. All he can think about is becoming king. Soon afterward, he reunites with Lucy, and together they return home. Lucy excitedly tells Peter and Susan that Edmund finally visited Narnia too. Certain he'll support her story, she waits for him to answer, but Edmund simply smiles and lies. She's just making it all up. Lucy is devastated. She runs away in tears and accidentally bumps into Professor Kirk. After comforting her, the professor speaks privately with the others. Lucy isn't seeking attention, and she isn't a liar, so perhaps you should at least consider the possibility that she's telling the truth. His words leave Peter and Susan wondering if they judged Lucy too quickly. The next day, while playing cricket outside, Edmund accidentally smashes one of Mrs. Macready's windows. Knowing they're in serious trouble, the children run inside to hide. Without thinking, they dive into the wardrobe. Seconds later, all four of them are standing in the middle of Narnia. Peter and Susan can only stare in disbelief. Lucy was right all along. Overjoyed, she leads everyone to Mr. Tumnus's house. But the moment they arrive, something feels terribly wrong. The door hangs open, the furniture is destroyed. The entire house has been torn apart, and Mr. Tumnus is gone. Lucy quickly realizes what happened. Edmund had already told the White Witch about Mr. Tumnus. Since Jadis had ordered every fawn to capture any human they found, Tumnus was arrested for helping Lucy escape. Before the siblings can decide what to do next, a talking beaver suddenly appears. He claims he knows exactly where Tumnus is being held. Peter immediately refuses to trust a random talking animal, but Lucy believes him. Reluctantly, the others follow. The beaver leads them to his home, where his wife prepares dinner. That's when they learn the truth about Narnia. An ancient prophecy foretold that 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve would one day defeat the White Witch and break her 100-year winter. And now, the beaver says, Aslan has returned. The true king of Narnia is gathering an army, and he needs all of you. Peter isn't interested. They've already escaped one war. They're not about to fight another. Before anyone can leave, Peter suddenly realizes Edmund is gone. Believing Jadis will make him king, Edmund has secretly gone to her castle. Peter rushes after him, but he's already too late. The beaver quickly stops everyone else. If you go after him now, you'll all die. Only Aslan can save Edmund. With no better choice, Peter, Susan, and Lucy continue toward Aslan's camp. Meanwhile, Edmund reaches the White Witch's castle. A giant wolf named Mogrim blocks his path. Once Edmund explains Jadis invited him, Mogrim lets him inside. But Jadis isn't pleased to see him. She expected all 4 children. When Edmund admits the others are hiding with the beavers, her expression instantly changes. She throws him into prison and orders Mogrim to hunt down the remaining Pevensies. By the time Mogrim reaches the beavers' house, everyone is already gone. The beavers have escaped through a hidden tunnel. Outside, they meet a talking fox, who offers to help. When Mogrim catches up, the fox deliberately sends him in the wrong direction, buying the children valuable time. Back at the castle, Edmund discovers Mr. Tumnus imprisoned beside him. Only now, Tumnus has been turned into stone. Edmund finally realizes the White Witch never intended to keep any of her promises. Furious that the children escaped again, Jadis drags Edmund along as she personally joins the hunt. Meanwhile, Peter and the others continue their journey toward Aslan. Suddenly, they hear footsteps closing in. Everyone hides inside a nearby cave. But instead of an enemy, someone completely unexpected appears. Father Christmas. Because the witch's power is fading, he's finally able to return to Narnia. He gives Lucy a magical healing potion, capable of curing any wound. Peter receives a sword and shield. Susan is given a bow, arrows, and a magical horn she can use to call for help. It isn't time for presents. Father Christmas smiles. It's time for tools. As they continue their journey, Mogrim finally catches up. A fierce chase breaks out across a frozen river. Then everything changes. The ice suddenly cracks beneath everyone's feet. A massive wave sweeps Mogrim and most of his soldiers away. Peter barely gets Susan and Lucy across, using a floating sheet of ice. Everywhere they look, winter is disappearing. Snow melts. Grass begins growing again. The White Witch's magic is weakening. Enraged, Jadis learns the fox tricked her soldiers. Without hesitation, she turns the fox into stone. Then she personally continues the hunt, dragging Edmund with her. At last, Peter, Susan, Lucy, and the beavers reach Aslan's camp. Hundreds of creatures have already gathered for war. Standing at the center of them all is Aslan, a magnificent lion whose presence alone commands absolute respect. Peter tells him everything that happened to Edmund. Aslan calmly replies, "We'll bring your brother home, but first, you must be ready for what's coming." A short time later, Lucy and Susan are resting beside a river when Mogrim suddenly attacks. Before he can reach them, Peter charges in with his new sword. After a fierce fight, he kills Mogrim. The surviving wolf escapes. Aslan immediately orders his soldiers to follow it. The wolf unknowingly leads them straight to Jadis's camp. Using the confusion, Aslan's army rescues Edmund without anyone noticing. The next morning, Peter, Susan, and Lucy are overjoyed to see their brother alive. Aslan quietly asks them not to mention Edmund's betrayal. The past no longer matters. Now, they all have a much bigger battle to fight. Knowing the final war is approaching, the Pevensie children begin preparing for the fight that will decide Narnia's future. Before the battle begins, the White Witch arrives to meet Aslan herself. According to Narnia's ancient law, every traitor belongs to her. She has come to claim Edmund. Instead of fighting, Aslan quietly offers his own life in Edmund's place. That night, while everyone sleeps, Aslan slips away alone. Susan and Lucy secretly follow him. From a distance, they watch in horror as Jadis and her army capture him, tie him to the ancient stone table, and sacrifice him. Unable to do anything, the two sisters break down in tears. Only after Jadis finally leaves do they run to Aslan, but it's already too late. He's gone. Meanwhile, Peter receives devastating news. Aslan is dead. With no time to mourn, Peter is crowned commander of Narnia's army as Jadis marches toward them with thousands of soldiers. The final battle begins. Back at the stone table, Susan and Lucy refuse to leave Aslan's side. Then, something impossible happens. The stone table suddenly cracks apart. Aslan opens his eyes. He's alive. Susan and Lucy can hardly believe it. Aslan explains that Jadis understood only the ancient law, not the deeper magic. When someone willingly gives their life to save an innocent traitor, death itself loses its power. Without wasting another second, Aslan races toward Jadis's castle. Inside, countless innocent creatures remain trapped as stone statues. One by one, Aslan restores them to life. Among them is Mr. Tumnus. Lucy runs over and hugs him with tears in her eyes. Now leading a newly restored army, Aslan charges toward the battlefield. Meanwhile, Peter's forces are being overwhelmed. Jadis's army is simply too large. Trying to protect his sisters, Peter tells Edmund to get Lucy and Susan to safety, but Edmund notices Jadis moving in to kill Peter. Without hesitation, he attacks her instead. Knowing he can't win, he fights anyway. Jadis finally strikes him down, leaving him badly wounded. Watching his brother fall, Peter charges straight at the White Witch. The two fight fiercely, but Jadis's magic quickly gives her the upper hand. Just as she's about to deliver the final blow, a deafening roar echoes across the battlefield. Aslan has arrived. Leading his restored army, he crashes into Jadis's forces. Before she can recover from the shock, Aslan defeats the White Witch once and for all. The moment she falls, her entire army collapses with her. The battle is finally over, but Edmund is still fighting for his life. Lucy quickly rushes over and pours a few drops of Father Christmas's healing potion into his mouth. Within seconds, his wounds disappear. The Pevensey family embraces once again, relieved that everyone survived. With Narnia finally free, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy are crowned its 4 rightful rulers. Years pass peacefully. The siblings rule Narnia side by side for 16 wonderful years. Then, while hunting through the forest one day, they stumble across a familiar lamppost. Following the path beyond it, they step back through the wardrobe. In an instant, they're children again, back inside Professor Kirk's house. No time has passed at all. A surprised Professor Kirk asks what they were doing inside the wardrobe. Peter smiles. "You'd never believe us." The professor simply smiles back. "Try me. I believe every word." And with one final mystery surrounding what Professor Kirk truly knows about Narnia, their unforgettable adventure comes to an end.